Artwork's amazing too. A lot of detail goes into all the bits and pieces. Your story?
Heroes from stories were often above mundane daily tasks. Not all heroes made time to eat around the same table, talk of affairs other than war and looming shadows.
That's cool. Alright, well, I think we spent all our money. Yeah. So let's see if we can, we get to play as Lucy yet? Not yet. I wonder if that's Ben or if it's someone else. John's fatigued. Linda's not, though. Did we see the boss? Can't remember now. Oh, it was that robot. That's right. Robot. What do we do against the robot? When do we start looking for, what's the level 8? Family members. Family members gain explosive crescendo rooms for their various abilities. Family members gain Heaven Strike runes for their various abilities. So basically they get a Kevin's ability runes. Interesting. That'll be interesting to see what they actually do. If they actually give you that ability in a rune, or if it affects, like it adds that to your base attack type of deal. Guardian's Rage runes. Ooh. Alright. Linda it is.
Time had come at last. She could finally fight real enemies. Afraid but excited,
Lucy,
the younger daughter of the Bergsons wondered if she would pass this test.
So, Kevin, who's been like desperate to come and fight, has only recently been allowed to after he proved himself, whereas they're already training Lucy, who's clearly much younger. Oh man, this is 2 range characters. Seems a little strong. Let's go this way.
A not so innocent game of chance and memory.
1. One. 2. 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. Or we could farm. Probably get tougher and tougher enemies the longer it takes though. Explosive crescendo inflicts fire damage, burning enemies over time. Oh. Watch where you're going, Panz. Wait, was that? I don't know if we're going to use the explosive crescendo much with Lucy with us, but if like John was with us, that would be a given. He'd be up front. Insta heal, full heal as well if we need it. Take that before going to the next level. This one. Primary attack will also slow, that's nice. Story passage?
I did it! I did it, said Lucy when
She's
she
not
met
going to go, is she? She would have been great to
Margaret's
have with us.
proud smile signaled the end of Lucy's training. She now had to return home to tell her mother and hopefully put some of her worries to rest.
Oh, she would have been great to take to the boss. Damage burns enemies. Oh, I like that with Linda. So good. I'll go grab that heal. No. Actually, yeah. This is refreshing, I guess. That's funny. I wonder if the first time you do the zone, it's larger, because yesterday this map just felt like it went forever with John. Now, I know we killed things a lot quicker because there was Lucy as well, but the actual size of it wasn't that big on the map. You want to break stuff, but when you've got runes on...
The camp lay in ruin. Serene prayers had fallen on deaf ears, leaving a voyage of hope.
Dirty goblins.
With none at all.
Oh!
The monster's eyes
Dude.
lacked remorse, or even the slightest hint of reason. No one can always be there in time. A sad truth that no hero learns easily.
Found a playing ball. Frickin' goblins, man. A chance to stun though on the Grace is good. Very good, actually. Get him. Where did that come from? Get a ranged companion to come with us as well. Pretty good. That's where that came from. Snap it's a really good one. What nice. I think we're waiting for a second point. Oh, have I got 3 points already? Oh, I should have used one a while back then. So we've spent 6. We can get stronger rage or stronger loose. I think the stronger rage, well, just lasts longer. I think I'm going to put it on this one actually. Alright. Striking a dominating note, stunning all of Linda's enemies. Increased damage against stunned or slowed. While in Guardian's Rage, Linda's movement speed and critical hit chance are all increased. That's why you might want extra in that one. Okay. And I should have checked that first. We can always respec it later time, I guess. That's really good. The reason I didn't take the increased Guardian's Rage is I didn't think normally you use it and whatever you're up against is dead by the end of it. Except now they're really dead. Maybe well, let's use it here. Hey Fox, it's going really well, man. Got a really good run going here. Hopefully we can beat that silly Guardian boss. Any big plans this weekend, dude? I've only got 2 things. Increased max health is okay. Deal double damage when health is below 25%. Interesting. Increased dodge is also good. It looks like it's something, hey? Well, it's not. Having this little dude pick things up for us at a low health is so good. Is it just first pair of glasses, or just an upgrade to your prescription, or just new ones because glasses don't last forever? I'm way overdue for glasses. I mean, my prescription's the same, but just because that's probably why I haven't gotten to them. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with these. They probably just need a bit of readjusting, a bit of tightening. I've had them for years. Ah, yeah. Takes a bit of getting used to having them on all the time, but it's definitely worth it. Your eyes can get worse if you don't wear glasses. I think that's what happens with a lot of people, is that they don't realize when they might only need glasses that are very not very strong in prescription wise, because it's hard to notice when you only need a tiny adjustment, but that can cause your eyes to sort of struggle, and that constant strain can be what causes eyes to then need stronger glasses. Not always, but it's very common.
Being unwanted herself, Anea Daya created a place for the rejected and misplaced, an oasis of compassion and safety in the infinite twilight. A constant reminder that she was not a property. Her sentinel was ever present. Anea Daya provided all to the refugees through her will alone. A constant reminder that she was
New
not
eyes a week.
a
We went to the
property.
doctor's house and seeing shadows everywhere. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize. Like, mine didn't get picked up until, and my eyes were really bad. But I've had the same prescription my whole life, and it just never got picked up. Like, I just thought, this is how far I can see. This is how far everyone can see. And it was in a school testing. It wasn't until, like, we moved to the States when I was 11. Mum remarried an American fella, and we moved back to where he was from. And the schools had the testing, so, and it wasn't in primary school. It wasn't until the junior high. And they gave me an eye test, and they said, "Oh, you need glasses." So, and they just gave me a basic. It was just basic testing. So we went to an optometrist and they did the proper testing, and they're like, "Yep, they worked out the prescription, got the glasses ready." And I've had the exact same prescription my whole life. And they said, but I probably wouldn't have needed. Like, my prescription's very strong. They said I probably wouldn't have needed it had it got picked up earlier. But you know, what reason do you have to? Yeah, well, especially, you know, when I was a child, there was not much. You didn't generally send your child to the optometrist just to be like, can you just check to see if their eyes are still good vision? It was just something that, you know, it was expected that it was more likely that you'd have good vision than not. What's that? Is that a charm? And strangely enough, it was when I was doing a course. I had to go down to one of the universities, and there's a guy there that was doing it as well, and release a massive pulse pushing enemies away from you. Nice. And he would have been late 30s, and I was saying to someone, "Oh, someone had mentioned something, I can't remember the fine details, but someone else that we were doing it with, they were interested in something, and there was just a signboard, like one of the ones, like the sidewalk ones that are like shaped like an A with the, you know, information on both sides so people walking each way could see it, and it had what information was related to what he was after. And I'm like, "Oh, you wanted something like this, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, the sign's just gone out." And this other fellow that we were with, he's like, where's that? And I pointed. And he's like, where? And we're like, "Oh, on the signboard over there." And he's like, "What signboard?" He could barely see this far to see that there was a signboard put out. This thing's like a meter tall. And, I can't remember how far away it is though. But the guy I was with, he's like, "Oh, yep, I see it." The guy that wanted the information. And this guy's like, "How can you read that?" And we're like, maybe you need glasses. He's like, "I don't need glasses." And I gave him my glasses, and he put them on, and he's like, "You're kidding me." And he looks around, and like, he just couldn't believe how, he's like, "Oh man, everything's so much clearer." I'm like, "Dude, my glasses are really strong. If you can see properly wearing these, you definitely need to go to an optometrist." And we've got 3 things, so we can go to the store. So yeah, he went to the optometrist, and turns out he needed glasses. And what's scary is, like, he drives and everything, but I guess when he was, you know, younger and got his driver's license, his eyesight was good enough. It definitely was tested. He would have had his. I think he was a little bit old. He was about. He would have been more than 10 years older than I was. They still would have. I'm pretty sure they would have done eyesight testing there. I guess a lot of people just don't realize. They just, like, most people don't. They assume that what they can see is what they're supposed to see. But they do a lot more testing these days. I wonder if I should get my kids. Actually, thinking about it now, I should probably just get my kids tested. Like, they do free testing for children here. This game is so fun. We found a journal. Dippo Caves, an idea can. No. or lack thereof, Anaiadaya, along with her Noha, the golem, have locked themselves away in her chamber. She refuses to open the doors. Drake be damned, the gods are fickle bunch. With no answers, I must depart. Margaret is alone with our 2 boys. Being a man does not give one an excuse to abandon his children. Field journal, Adam. That's Grandpa. There's something up here. There it is. Oh. And that the fiery on the shot is so good to have. Oh, I wonder if we can take that into a boss fight. Should be able to. Yeah, that'll be very good for boss. Uh-oh. I don't think we have to use the ulti here. Oh, should be back in. No, we don't need it here. I gotta think about that. Do I want to just use the ulti, or can we bank it for the rest of the level? I'm definitely gonna want to use it sooner than later, though. If we do use it. Create a vortex that pulls enemies in. I mean, probably not going to want that one, but it's nice collecting things. Unless we pull them in, jump away, and then do like that. I don't think so, though. Buying all the rewards later. Oh. Okay, this is the... Now's the time. Oh man. When she stopped like that, I thought it was like a one shot. I was so scared. Okay, let's swap that charm over. Use this one. Grab the gemstone. Oh, when you swap a charm, you lose it straight away. It was a crappy charm anyway. So I've got to remember that though, in case I have a good charm. But the gemstone was definitely worth more than that charm. Or I could have used the charm. Just come down here or somewhere and used it. Now what is that we have? Good game, I'd like to read the charm, please. The room. Right, okay, we're going to save that for the boss as well. Oh, heal before boss. Man, this is shaping up to be a very anticlimactic when I take all these powers into the boss and die. On full health, mind you. We're going to have a Fire 3 arrow rune, full health, heal, something else, and a lot of stuff we have from the store or other things we open chests for. Like I said, can be very powerful. I wonder if there's even going to be enough chests to open in the run. And we'll also have this little dude doing stuff. That's nice. Alright, man, get out. Just stood there and tanked that arrow. Yeah, I accidentally used it. It's okay. Playing Pong? I'll finish this up first. Oh, looks like we're here. Okay.
In the distance, a chuckle echoed as another approached his table.
Pong of gods. Let's go. Oh, I thought we... Oh, maybe. Nice. Can I swap with a different relic? Get a totem that greatly buffs you versus pushing enemies away. I think so, because... Oh, hang on. That's how we can swap. Okay. There we go. Nice. Okay, that's really cool that it lets you choose which one. You just have to do a double swap. So we get the great buff and the push away and all these things. Where are they coming from? Oh, we leveled? There's got to be a bit of an egg sack somewhere, right? Remember where this rune is up there. I'll get that much later. We're gonna want that, but I think I'm gonna want to get the second one of that one first. If we don't level before the boss, we'll take the one. And we've got that full heal there as well. Oh wait, what runes? Okay, we've got 2 runes to look at. Hang on. That's a 3-arrow rune. I think the other one's a 3-arrow rune as well, but we only get to use one. So we may as well grab one for now. For funsies. Chance to fire projectiles in different directions upon being hit, maybe. Faster. I wonder if we want that. I don't think we do. I think we're going to want to just get chests instead. It's like firing the arrows upon getting hits, probably okay for farming, but not so much when you're doing bosses. Oh, that's what we want as well before the boss. Oh, there wasn't actually I thought there was a tunnel there. Okay, let's get these chests. Fill up our arrows. Our rune. This is the one we want for the boss, so it's nice that that's close to the boss. Where are the other chests? We've got three chests we can get, that's good. Oh, look at that, we did cost it. That's the one that's at the store. Except it only cost us one here, and we don't even need to get the heal up. What's that one? Creates a totem that shoots enemies surrounding it. No. We take the buff us greatly one. Oh, the push enemies away one might be a good one too. Drop 3 gemstones. Okay. If you insist. Release massive push, pushing enemies away from you. I don't think the boss will be pushed, right? So we keep the totems. We just drop both totems. Buy this other thing. Grab this. Where's the other runestone? Top that up. Buy the thing, grab that candle, go to the boss. Hit all the buttons. Temporarily become invulnerable. Or the fire arrows one. Or restore portion. Temporary invulnerability. I'd hit all the things, but I want to keep my 3 arrows. So hit that rune. Boss, win. Go. Left shift. Showtime.
Daya, the mother of beasts and goddess of anguish, a protector, a being of stone made living.
Well. All the buffs. All about DPS, hey. Dude, that boss is brutal. We just had like the absolute nuts. Like I had the crit rune. We had these 2 empowering totems. I had my ulti. I was firing 3 arrows. So that's like almost that close is probably triple DPS. Same in a lot of games though. If you kill it faster, you don't need a
Finally free of the corruption's hold, Anea Daya gazed upon the Bergson, her emerald eyes weary with exhaustion.
Ominous boss music. Splat. Cool.
The spirit's words took life, forming images to reveal what was hidden from the Bergsons. And us, spirits 3, knelt before the mountain god U to swear fealty. Our wills were set on peace. His was set on testing ours. And as the test drew to a close, we discovered our wretched ending. As the mountain god exacted vengeance on the children of Rhea Dana and tainted Rhea with the corruption. Thus was another truth revealed to the Bergson, but many more were hidden still. Questions were abundant in the Bergsons' minds. If the mountain god was the source of the corruption, what had made him wreak such havoc? How had no one known about him before? They needed to find the next spirit, as maybe they had an answer to some of their questions. More truths awaited them in the land of the winds.
Cool.
Now, the Fire Child was ready.